All right, let's welcome in former MLB Executive of the Year, CBS Sports baseball insider Jim Bowden. Start with injury news here. Dodgers placing Clayton Kershaw on the injured list one day after he left his start against San Francisco because of lower back pain. He's dealt with back pain his entire career, missed time with a hip injury earlier this year. Walker Buehler was placed on IL back in June. Team hopes to have him in September. Now it's Kershaw going back to the IL. What's this mean for the Dodgers, Jim?
Yeah, the Dodgers haven't been real transparent about the injury, but we've known about the back injury. We know in the offseason when Kershaw agreed to just a one-year contract that it was medical related. So Clayton Kershaw, you're not going to see him again until September. Dodgers aren't that concerned. They feel like over the next few weeks they're going to be able to do the strengthening exercises and get him back. And then realistically, he'll be ready to go at least for the last 2 weeks of September, and more importantly, get ready for October, which is when they want him the strongest. Obviously, they're going to end up winning this division, and if they can have Kershaw healthy with the shoulder and the elbow for October, that's the key. Now, in terms of between now and the time Kershaw comes back, again, they're not worried. Why? Well, Dustin May has been on rehab. He's about ready to be reinstated on the big league roster, and he's pitched really well. They've given him 4 starts on rehab, and he's put up a 1.64 ERA. And that includes 18 strikeouts and 4 walks in just 11 innings of work. And remember, his 3 years in the big leagues, his ERA's been under 3. So the stuff is nasty. He'll be the guy that ends up replacing Kershaw until he comes back with a back. Again, Dodgers aren't real concerned because of the timing, because of their big lead in the division, because May is ready, and they think Kershaw, without a doubt, will be back for October.
Yeah, double-digit lead in the NL West as they look to win the division. Kershaw's landed on the IL with a back injury in 5 of the last 7 seasons. Meantime, Dodgers have the best record in baseball. The Mets have the second-best record in the National League. Continue their big series against the Braves on Friday. First inning, we saw Taijuan Walker tweak something, lower body injury, stayed in the game, gave up a run, then a 3-run homer, ultimately charged with 8 runs. Clearly didn't have it, Jim. Why not pull him after the 3-run homer in the first, stop the bleeding?
Yeah, I thought they would after the injury because he wasn't the same. Everything was up, especially his split finger. It was up the entire game after that. And that wasn't Taijuan Walker. Walker had been pitching really well coming into this game, but on that one pitch that you showed in the highlight where he kind of twisted his front land foot, he wasn't the same again. So I don't know why Buck decided to keep him in as long as he did. But the Braves were obviously happy, and great at-bats, by the way, by the Braves against him. Eddie Rosario, the double and the home run. Michael Harris taking that home run the other way again, looking really good. And as you mentioned, the catch by Acuna in right field. This is a great series between these two teams. Mets won the first game. Braves win tonight. But I'm really excited about Game 1 of the doubleheader tomorrow. Why? Because you got Max Fried against Scherzer. And then I'm excited about Sunday because it's DeGrom against Spencer Strider. And I think those two matchups are going to really tell us a lot about these two teams. But this is going to be a fun weekend. I mean, look, after tomorrow's doubleheader, Braves could be 1.5 out or 5.5 out. That's how important tomorrow's doubleheader is going to be.
Yeah, I want to take you back to that bottom of the first, the Ronald Acuna Jr. catch, taking away a 2-run homer from Pete Alonso. I mean, that really, even though it was the bottom of the first, really a turning point, Jim, because what a play by Acuna. I mean, it goes from, being a 4-0 game to a 4-2 game, and instead it's a 4-0 game after 1.
Yeah, it completely changed the entire game, including the momentum of the game, because that was a home run by Alonso that Acuna went up over the wall and brought it back, showing off his athleticism. I love the passion that we're seeing really on both sides. Both of these teams are heading to the playoffs. What we don't know is which team is going to be representing as the NL East champion, what team is going to be the wild card. But, this game, it had a playoff atmosphere, right? I mean, that's how it felt. And the one thing about the Braves, they have a plus-plus defender at every single position. They don't have a single position with a below-average defender. And that's why they take away a lot of hits like you saw Acuna there.
10 games left between the two clubs rest of way. Elsewhere, the Yankees have the best record in the American League, but they've now lost 3 in a row. Bullpen has not gotten the job done lately, especially Clay Holmes, the All-Star, gave up the game-winning home run to Salvador Perez in his last outing on Sunday. Then on Friday, gives up the game-winning 2-run double to Paul DeJong. Jim, what's going on with Clay Holmes right now?
I'm not really worried about him. I think let's take a deep breath. This guy has been lights out the entire year. At the same time, he's human. I remember when Mariano Rivera gave up a run, or Trevor Hoffman did, everyone looked and said, oh, what's wrong with him? He hadn't pitched in 5 days. I thought his stuff was good. He made the one bad pitch to DeYoung outside, on the outside part of the plate. It was elevated. DeYoung did a really good job of putting a good swing on it and taking the other way. I really wasn't worried about Holmes. And the other thing is, to be honest with you, if I'm a Yankee fan, I was excited about my bullpen tonight because Scott Efros, one of the new acquisitions from the trade deadline, who they picked up in a trade with the Chicago Cubs, he was brilliant in that game, and he got them out of a jam when he came in. But it was the changeup, it was the slider, those two pitches in particular that really kept the opposing team, the Cardinals, off balance. I love the way he can add and subtract on those pitches as well. I think he's going to be a huge pickup. Probably the most underrated pickup at the trade deadline is going to be Scott Efros, and he showed why tonight in St. Louis.
Well, Yankees, though, I know you're not concerned. And again, they do have the best record in the American League, but they've got the Astros nipping at their Nikes. But the Yankees 12-16 since July 3rd, and they'll face a familiar face on Saturday, facing former teammate Jordan Montgomery. Looking forward to that game on Saturday. Jim Bowden breaking it down for us here on CBS Sports HQ. Jim, thanks.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.